What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I got a special team brew build for you that I've dubbed Spider Hammer. Before we get into it, if you like the video, don't forget to throw it a like, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing. These two team builds I'm going to show you, I kind of based them around Iron Hammer just because I really love this figure. His Super Senses ability, if you haven't seen it, is freaking awesome. He's a really great looking figure too. So he has Asgardian, Avengers, Defender, Stark Industries, Warp World, Armor, and Scientist. All really great keywords. One of the abilities I really like about him is Chest-Mounted Bifrost. This Super Senses ability. When Iron Hammer uses it and succeeds, instead of evading the attack, you may choose an opposing character within range and line of fire to become the hit target. So it is kind of like a bounce back effect, and it doesn't even have to hit the person who attacked. It could hit anybody in range, which is really awesome. And you just have to land Super Senses. So part of this team focus is to try to help him land his Super Senses. So we're going to turn him into a Spider-Man family. And I'll show you how we're going to do that. Let's first finish off his card. He has the Heimdall Guidance System, Penetrating Psychic Blast, Improved targeting, hindering, elevated, and through bases. When Iron Hammer hits with a range attack after resolution, deal 1 penetrating damage to all untargeted opposing characters adjacent to hit target. Which sometimes I gotta remember not to target everybody, else I won't get to do that 1 penetrating damage. And then he has Armor of Cold Iron, Runes of Power, Invincible, Willpower, Protected Outwit. And then he has the damage ability, Mjolnir coming online. Exploit weakness. When Iron Hammer hits with a close attack after resolutions, choose one. Each hit target is given an action token, or each hit target modifies attack -1 until your next turn. And this is Stark Odinson. Love it. Let's take a look here. So necessarily, I'll be playing him at the 100 mark, just so the chances of your matchups don't get too crazy, you don't get out-actioned. He has a range of 7, which is great with triple targeting. He has running shot, flying starting off, all his abilities except the damage one, so the attack ability, the defense ability, and he gets the damage ability with charge later, and he has the Defender's Team ability. So let's take a look here. So there's essentially 2 different builds that I would suggest trying to build with him, or you could really do this with any Asgard or Avenger. I'll kind of show you as I go. And 2 of the characters, I've actually been holding on to one of them for a while, which is Mary Jane. And really we want her on this team because she's going to make this Iron Hammer a Spider-Man family because he's an Asgardian. And then the other one is Madam Webb because we can use her to help our new spider friend out. So Mary Jane, we're probably going to be playing her at the 40-point mark. Really, we're just using her so we can turn Iron Hammer into a Spider-Man family team member. And then also, I mean, if you could pull off her traded ability, let's see here. When Mary Jane hits an opposing character, if no character has been placed this turn after resolutions, you may roll a d6, 3 through 6, place another friendly character with the Spider-Man family keyword adjacent. It's almost kind of like an Arachnite thing going on there with that placement ability. And she's one I've really liked for a while, and anything that can give keywords, I think is really good. In my book, it's very powerful. So Asgardians and Deity keyword characters, she can make them Spider-Man family. I mean, you could technically make Galactus Spider-Man family because of this Mary Jane. And then the next piece of this team, Madam Webb. We've all kind of seen her in one of the most recent sets. She has Super Senses with her rally, and her rallies just says, when a friendly character uses Super Senses, instead of rolling a d6, you may remove one of Madam Webb's rally dice to use it as the result. which again is going to help us out with our Iron Hammer so we can bounce back those attacks. And then we have Traveling the Universal Web. And these next two abilities are really why we're turning Iron Hammer into a Spider-Man family team member. So, Traveling the Universal Web, free, choose a friendly character with the Spider-Man family keyword within 4 squares. Until your next turn, that character can use improved movement through walls and bases, which isn't too helpful, but he can just phase through walls and, make ranged attacks, which is pretty good. She has stealth, close combat reflexes, and her probability. And let's take a look at that. Seeking through the broken web. Probability control. Madam Web can use probability control an additional time each turn, but only to target a character with the Spider-Man family keyword. So, we can use probability control on him twice because we turned him into a Spider-Man family member. So that's the basic little kit here. You could really do that with anybody who's Deity or Asgard. You could do it to Thor, or like I said, Galactus. With this, you could turn Galactus into a Spider-Man family and give him all these bonuses from Madam Web. Some of the combos I kind of liked with this are trying to use other Asgardians. And this isn't really the budget way of this team, but Spider-Man, because he gets +1 to his super senses for each time you prob him, so him and Madam Web work pretty well together. That's also going to give you the three dice rolls when he gets attacked and when he attacks, which is an amazing ability. He gives protection from probability control. Just a really great Spider-Man. And then we have Doctor Strange. Because this one is Asgardian, we are going to turn him into a Spider-Man family. And again, we can use all of Madam Web's abilities on him. We can even just keep him right behind Iron Hammer and try to mind control as many people we can with his dual targeting mind control that also gets a +2. And he has outwit and probability control. Really good. So that right there is 245. That leaves you 55 points left. You could run something like maybe Carnage Thor. So I put him there. Let's see. So Doctor Strange and maybe like Carnage Thor. Then I think you'd have 5 points left over. You could throw the Cloak of Levitation on somebody. So just a basic idea, these characters are really interchangeable out with this tactic with Mary Jane and Madam Web. And a sideline piece we could be using on either of these teams I'm showing you is War Machine, because he has the Stark Industry keyword, and Iron Hammer gets damaged. You're going to get to bring in War Machine for free. So he's pretty nice. And this next team I'm about to show you is one, I can imagine people reaching for more, going for this strategy, but using the Spider-Man that just came out in Avengers 60th right here, he's super awesome. He's going to give you that question mark, which in turn you could just give him the Spider-Man team ability, so you're going to be able to hit your super sensibility on 4, 5, and 6, which is pretty damn awesome. And then he gets that reroll an attack. Is it once per turn? Yeah, that's pretty good. I've seen a lot of people running him at 25 points. I kind of want to run him at 45 points just so I could have somebody to utilize all the terrain that some people are using. And he has flying, so he could be a little taxi cab, but you kind of want to protect him so he's helping your guys out that have super senses. And some characters I'd consider running with him. I mean, you could do the whole package here. So some you could try to utilize with that. Again, like I said, Carnage Thor. Who else could we utilize? Even that Doctor Strange, giving him the Spider-Man family team ability. I think he has super senses, all the way through his dial. So he's going to hit Super Senses on 4, 5, and 6. That's pretty potent. I think personally, though, if I was running it like this, I would run Spider-Man at 25 points, Iron Hammer at 100. By no way is it a cost-effective team or a budget team, but we have Sicarian Iron Man here. And then we have Carnage Iron Man and Doctor Strange. And Carnage Iron Man has Super Senses out throughout his dial, so does Doctor Strange. So again, you're just going to be able to use this kind of Super Sense team. Hopefully you'll be able to hit 4, 5, or 6 on most of them. And you can really make so many different variations of this team. I'd kind of like this idea of having a bunch of different Iron Man on your team. So that puts you at 300. And then you, of course, you can have a War Machine on the sideline because, yeah, 3 Stark Industry characters. So that's pretty much the team I dubbed Spider Hammer. You can see as it comes from Spider-Man and Iron Hammer, or the Madam Webb and Mary Jane that turn him into a Spider-Man family keyword character. But like I said, really, you could use this for any, this strategy for Deity and Asgards to do the same kind of idea, or any Avengers, make this an improved Super Sense Avengers team, and maybe even try to utilize Madam Webb on that. And that's my build for Spider Hammer. If you guys have any comments, or ways to improve this team, as always, don't forget to leave them in the comments below. Maybe throw the video a like if you liked it. And I want to thank you all for watching. I plan on trying to do weekly content, so keep informed, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you on the next video.